Hey Joe, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Just thought I'd get out my old Game Boy Advance here and play some classic Game Boy games.
Cool. What game are you playing?
Well, right now I'm playing Donkey Kong.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, it's classic. Jumping over the barrels, smashing with hammers.
You know what Donkey Kong reminds me of? You remember our first interview with Sammy J?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Movie producer Sammy J. We were
Yeah,
talking to about his Donkey Kong movie.
yeah.
Man, I remember it like it was yesterday.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Joe Newsense program. Total Nuisance with Joe Newsense. I'm okay. Of course, I'm Joe Newsense. Hope you're all doing well, my freaky sneeches. Today, we of course are talking to esteemed actor, writer, director, producer, Sammy J. How are you doing today, Sammy J?
Great. And my movie is Donkey Kong Country.
Wow, Sammy J, coming right out of the gate here. Love it. Of course, let's talk just a little bit. Make sure our audience knows who you are. You may remember Sammy J is, of course, a huge movie producer in Hollywood. Your last movie that you were producing on is, of course, the new Super Mario movie that's coming out. Isn't that right?
Right.
Yeah. And now the new movie you're working on, though, is sort of like a spin-off to that, which, of course, is the Donkey Kong Country movie. Is that right?
Right.
And what can you tell me about your donkey? Now, obviously, you probably can't tell me like any stories stuff or anything because it's super early. But like, what can you tell me about your Donkey Kong movie?
It's about set in a village.
It's set in a village, okay, like Donkey Kong's village.
Yes.
Okay. Now in the Super Mario movie, you had Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Who's playing Donkey? Is it still Seth Rogen or is it a different actor?
Seth Rogen.
Oh, it is still Seth Rogen. Okay, cool. What are the other? Can you tell me any of the other video game characters that will be appearing in it?
Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong are going to save the village from the evil King K. Rool.
All right. Can you tell me who's playing King K. Rool?
Patrick Stewart.
Oh, Patrick Stewart. We love Patrick Stewart here at the show, don't we, Timmy?
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Patrick Stewart's great. Love him
You
in the
gotta
X.
love him in Star Trek, Next Generation, and the X-Men. All those movies are great.
I can't think of a single time Patrick Stewart hasn't been amazing.
No, me neither.
So Sammy J, can you tell me what's the budget on this movie?
About it's about it's about 1 billion%. Budget.
Okay, so hold on. I just want to break that down there. Sammy, you said it's 1 billion%. So do you mean like that's the percentage you are over budget, or do you mean that the budget is literally $1 billion?
Budget.
The budget is literally $1 billion?
Yes, that's right.
You do understand that that would make this the most expensive movie ever made, right?
Right.
A lot of producers in your situation would be pretty nervous about making a movie that costs more money to make than most movies, make at the
Right.
box office.
Thank you.
Like, you do know that the highest grossing movie of all time had a worldwide box office of just over 2 billion. Are you taking a phone call in the middle of our interview, Sammy J?
Sorry.
Look, I know you're a busy guy, but come on, let's have some decorum, you know?
Right.
I wouldn't look at my phone while you were talking to me about your movie.
Right.
Uh-huh. So, let's be chill here. We're friends, right?
Right. And Nick Kennedy as Diddy Kong.
You have Nick Cannon as Diddy Kong? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I do want to ask you though, you seem to be on like a green screen set here. Are you filming the film with actual motion capture?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, is that why it costs $1 billion?
Yes.
Sammy, you look like you're sweating a little bit there. Is that is the production going okay? It sounds like your budget's a little out of control.
I'm doing fine, remember? Shoo!
Okay, you said I'm doing fine, but you said I'm doing fine like someone who really needs other people to think they're doing fine. Are you okay, Sammy J?
I'm fine. Really, I am.
You're not a little nervous that you've overinvested in this film?
I'm not nervous anymore.
You're not even a little bit nervous? Because I'd be
No.
nervous.
I'm a little nervous, aren't I?
It's okay to be a little nervous. We're all nervous about our endeavors, you know? Like sometimes I go to the gym and I'm like, am I picking up too much weight? Because if I drop this or I hurt myself, it's going to be really embarrassing because everyone's going to be like, hey, that guy, he tried to lift more weight than he could lift. You know, that'd be rough.
You're right. You're right.
Embarrassing.
Can I wrap this up?
Oh, I'm sorry, Sammy J. You got other places to go and other things to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
All-star voice cast and the music by Elton John, the lyric by Tim Rice.
Whoa, you're telling me that it's got songs written by Elton John and Tim Rice?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty. This is sounding pretty great. I mean, like, I'm hoping this movie works out for you, man. Before we let you go, I just had one more question I wanted to ask you. So a lot of people have criticized the fact that you cast Chris Pratt as Super Mario. How do you feel like that's unfair?
Yeah.
So you think Chris Pratt's going to be great?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, and so that's all you're going to say in defense of Chris Pratt?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I guess. All right, well, thank you for joining us, Sammy J. And yeah, peace out, my man.
Peace out, y'all. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Sammy J. He's such a character, you know.
You know, I think he's onto something there though with some of these movies he's making with a lot of the crossovers.
I mean, the man is a mad genius. He's going to change cinema.
Although I think we're both on the same page with this one. He may want to reconsider casting Chris Pratt as Mario. I mean, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, you know what? I'm willing to bet we're on the same wavelength here because there's only one man in my mind who should be playing Super Mario.
Hit me with it.
The man, the myth, the legend, Danny DeVito.
That was exactly who I was thinking too, Joe.
Yeah, and he already works well with what's his name? Charlie Day.
Charlie. Oh my God. Think of how much bigger of an appeal that could have with Charlie Day and Danny DeVito. Oh God. That would be incredible.
Yeah. There's only one thing. We're gonna have to bother Sammy J on the internet.
Maybe we'll have to make a few hashtags on Twitter to get his attention.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because if nothing influences Hollywood like constant harassment.
Yeah.
Hey, are you eating one of those bananas that Eddie always leaves in the bowl over there?
Yeah, it's like the only snack he buys for the office. But, you know, this whole talk about, you know, Donkey Kong and everything just kind of made me hungry for a banana.
Oh, yeah. I can hear you. Hey, you know who else liked bananas? Elvis liked bananas. Used to put him in PB and peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
I did hear that. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, we never really talked about that with Molly Velvet.
You know, you're right. Molly Velvet, a resident Elvis truther. I still remember our first interview of her. It was wildly mind expanding.
Yeah.
In fact, it was also like it was just yesterday.
Right, my freaky sneeches. Up next, our next guest is an Elvis truther named Molly Velvet. and they are virtually calling in all the way from Graceland, where they are staked out, searching for evidence. Molly, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Molly, it's fantastic to have you on the program.
Thank you for
So let's make sure everyone understands who you are and what you do. You are an Elvis truther, which means that you believe Elvis is still alive. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I believe, and that's what everybody else believes.
Well, I mean, not everyone else, just everyone in your immediate circle
Yes,
of people.
Yep, we believe that Elvis is still alive.
All right, so let's just get into it. So you do not believe that Elvis died on the toilet all those years ago. You believe that his death was faked and that he is still out there in the world, correct?
Yes, I believe that his death was staged or faked. I think the Memphis Mafia had something to do with it, because they switched around some of his drugs. That, like, you know how like they have like different numbers, and sometimes the pills tend to change color and size. So I think somebody had something to do with killing Elvis.
Okay, but you don't think people killed him. You think he isn't. You think he's still alive. Is that right?
Yes, we still think he's alive and out there somewhere. Yes.
So are you saying you think he staged his death to get away from the Memphis Mafia?
I guess you could say that. He faked his own death to get away from the Memphis Mafia and to get out of the spotlight, and away from fame.
Okay, so what are some of the evidence or clues that you have that suggest to you that Elvis is still alive?
Well, I have some notes written down here.
Okay.
His body wasn't in the casket. We think that maybe a wax figure was in the casket.
Do you believe Elvis was replaced with a wax figure before the coffin was buried?
Yes, we believe that Elvis was a wax figure was put in the coffin before Elvis was buried.
Okay. All right. All right. Have you ever dug up the coffin, or what do you guys base that belief off of? Just that you know something had to have been in there, so maybe it was wax?
Yeah, we think it was wax, and we also think that there was a note left by Elvis telling his father that he was gonna fake his own death.
Okay, now have you read this letter, or is this the letter
I
you've read?
have not read this letter. This was in I did read about it online, or it was in one of my Globe magazines that I got. So.
Okay. All right. So now you've spent a lot of time in Graceland looking for clues. You're there right now. Is that right?
Yes, I'm there right now. Yes.
Okay. And so let me ask you, what kind of clues have you found since you've gone to Graceland to look for clues?
Let's see. He has 7 secret love children, and that was from Globe magazine. But I would have to get that off my shelf. But he supposedly has other people that are related to him that have the same last name. The articles are really long, so I don't know if you want me to read the article.
That's okay. That's okay. We believe you that the articles exist.
Yes.
So you believe that he's like hiding out with his illegitimate offspring? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. We think that there are people out there who are related to Elvis that might have the same last name. And these people have written books. They've made YouTube videos. So.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
there's something definitely strange about that.
Well, I mean, who's more trustworthy than YouTube videos? Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
So I do. So I've looked into some of your writings and whatnot, and you mention There's a thing where you mention a like a painting of Elvis in a diner. Can you elaborate on what that's about?
I don't, I think still that's really weird that Elvis paintings are showing up everywhere in like different restaurants across the US. I don't know if Elvis is trying to say something or if he's trying to give us some kind of a sign that he's out there.
So your speculation is that these paintings appearing in restaurants are some type of Presley code.
Yes,
like
of
the
a Presley code.
Like a Da Vinci Code thing, but for Elvis.
Yeah, it's some type of a code that needs to be cracked, and I think that he's trying to get all of his fans back from him disappearing and not singing anymore and not interacting with his fans like he used to. So,
do you think that Elvis painted the paintings?
I mean, there's different owners of Kane's restaurants. Like the owners probably bought them at like auctions, and they're just showing up everywhere. These paintings, even at a Tupelo diner, they even have a booth with his name on it where Elvis actually sat.
Okay, and you believe that could be a location of significance?
Yes.
All right.
I think it's like really weird, and like people are like going all out. Like,
well, I mean, when something's weird, there's a probable chance that it means something also weird.
yes, but
where there is weird smoke, there may also be weird fire.
yes, definitely.
Okay, now I do want to. I got my friend Timmy here, and Timmy, do you got any questions you wanted to ask about the Elvis truthing movement?
Yeah, I just want to know what, like, have you ever seen Elvis like on a block of cheese or like on like a tortilla chip or something like that, like his image?
No, I have not seen his image on a block of cheese or a tortilla.
No.
I mean, I gotta admit, I
haven't seen anything like it.
I gotta admit, I think that is theoretically consistent with Molly Velvet's stance on Elvis being alive, because, after all, only dead people would appear on food.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He does appear on hairspray bottles. People have put his labels on like the men hairstyle sprays at the men's salons. American Crew, like they actually have a place called American Crew where guys go and get their hair cut and get their hair actually styled like Elvis's. So I kind of think that's actually weird.
So you're suggesting that is also possibly part of the code or the conspiracy itself. Is that right?
Yes, I think it's definitely part of the code.
This is absolutely blowing my mind right now.
Absolutely.
We think that maybe an alien abduction had something to do with it. Or
Seems
they
legit.
have alien abduction, UFO, or we were thinking maybe was he murdered or was he overdosed?
Well, those would be the counter arguments to you, right?
Yes, or did he kill himself? Or was he poisoned?
Okay, so you've dug into all kinds of theories.
Yes.
But I did want to ask you one last question here, which is, from your own theoretical findings, where do you think Elvis might be right now?
I mean, I've read articles about Elvis, like people are saying like maybe he was seen at McDonald's, like handing out burgers. People have seen maybe Elvis on the streets. Other people like you and I dressing up as like an Elvis impersonator, walking the streets, and sometimes they think they're Elvis and they're not. Like just a regular person like you and I could walk into a restaurant and have our hair styled like Elvis and wearing glasses like he used to. People would think that you're Elvis and you're really not.
Okay, I just want to be clear here, though. When you say that, it makes it sound like you're casting doubt on some of the Elvis sightings.
No, I'm not casting any doubts. No, not at all.
So you are confident that at least some of the sightings are Elvis.
Yes.
Okay.
Some of the sightings are Elvis.
Where in the country do you think Elvis is right now?
One of his favorite places is Las Vegas. Or maybe Texas.
Okay.
I know he had a Circle G ranch where he lived in a trailer before he purchased Graceland, because Graceland was a church and nuns lived there, and then they turned it into Graceland after it was a church.
Wow. Incredible.
Yes.
All right. Well, Molly Velvet, thank you so much for joining us here on Total Nuisance. You have
Thank you for having me.
absolutely blown our minds here today. Absolutely. Fantastic. Fantastic to talk to you. All right. We're going to go to a commercial or something right now.
Okay.
But stay tuned, my freaky sneeches. Thank you, Molly, for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. It's Solomon Parkour here. Yes, of course, the Solomon Parkour. You remember me from motivational videos that have been streaming and downloaded by billions of people across the world on social media. Well, I am here to offer you, the listeners of the Joe Newsense Show, an exclusive opportunity to buy my book, Dominate the Albatross. And in my book, I list out all of the things that you need to do in your life to become a top G big baller such as myself. You want to have fancy sports and luxury cars like me, you see in the background here. You want to have women fawn all over you all the time. Follow my list, buy my book, and do exactly what I tell you. And my list is simple. It's all the things that I've been talking about in my motivational videos. Things such as waking up early and getting into an exercise routine and joining a gym, eating healthy fruits and vegetables from organic sources, cleaning your room, begin investing in a cryptocurrency, start a GoFundMe where you propose to help a veteran's helpless dog, but then steal the money from the GoFundMe. Use money you stole from dog to move to Eastern European country where money laundering laws are lax. Gain power in international finance. Fund a coup of a South American government. Obtain blackmail on international leaders. Get in touch with your spirituality. Sacrifice a rabbit every full moon to Thurgoth, the impossible. Sprinkle cow's blood around your house to protect you from demon neighbors. Take a vow of silence. Wear exclusively my baller Top G red robes, which you can purchase now at great discount on my website. And while you're there, also purchase my book, Dominating the Albatross. Order now. Currently accepting cash, Visa, money orders, and cryptocurrency, such as FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried might actually be my cousin. We like to support our family. Order now within the next 15 days, and you'll also receive a complimentary flat-screen TV with ceremonial knife. Order my book, Dominating the Albatross, and may you ascend to the realm of blissful madness while the material world is being masticated. Hail Thurgoth, the impossible.
Yeah, I remember that ad. Yeah, turned out later that it was a cult. It was a cult.
I feel like we should have known.
Yeah, in hindsight, it does seem pretty obvious, but that Thurgoth really had, some of his ideas weren't all bad.